And this is a competitive set collection game where players are trying to collect different types of glass from the river in order to gain the most victory points at the end of the game. Players are going to be scoring victory points for every row that they're able to complete on their own personal player board, as well as scoring the two largest columns on their board at the end of the game. And anytime that you add glass to your board, you always have to add it to a column matching that color, or if you don't have one yet, you're going to be adding it to the leftmost available column in order to start a new one. But this is a game where players are going to be taking turns performing one action on their turn, and there's only two actions to choose from. You can either draw river glass or you can place river glass. And the way that each of those actions work is that in order to draw river glass, you're going to be looking at the main lake here, and then you'll be able to choose 4 of the 5 pieces of glass that are located in that lake. And there's always going to be 5 pieces here because anytime that a player takes 4 of those 5, those are going to be replenished, bringing that number back up to 5. But this is important because you need this glass in order to perform the other action, which is the place glass action. But one thing to note about the glass that you take from the lake is that you never actually place that glass onto your player board. Instead, it's going to be going into your hand, which you'll then be able to spend to claim glass from the river, which then goes onto your player board. And the river is broken into a bunch of different tiles, and each of them have different shaped glass icons on the edges of them. And what you'll be doing is spending one of the pieces of glass that you got from the lake and then putting it on the associated tile that matches its shape. And then that allows you to take all the glass from one of the adjacent tiles. You'll then be able to put all the glass that you just claimed onto your personal player board following those placement rules. And then that empty tile is going to be moving all the way upstream to the leftmost location in this river, and then getting some new pieces of glass put on it. The game continues like this until a single player has a certain amount of glass on their board that triggers the end of the game. But one more thing to note is that whenever you do have to put glass onto your personal player board and you don't have a location for it, then that's going to be going into your overflow area. And also you do have a hand limit to the amount of pieces of glass you can hold in your hand. And if you ever go over that, you're going to be putting the extra ones into your overflow section as well. And any glass that you have in the overflow area at the end of the game are going to be giving you negative victory points at the end of the game. So you really don't want that to happen, but the player with the most victory points at the end of all that wins the game. And if you are interested in this one, I will have it linked in the description below.